Ladies and gentlemen, life, by its very nature, is a series of trials. It's not a smooth, linear path, but a chaotic landscape filled with obstacles that test our resolve, our courage, and our capacity to adapt. And yet, it's precisely in overcoming these challenges that we grow. When you face difficulties, the first thing you must realize is that they are not random occurrences designed to torment you. They are opportunities, brutal and unforgiving, yes, but also deeply meaningful. Life presents challenges not to punish you, but to invite you to be something more than you are now. The obstacle itself is a call to action, a demand for transformation. But how do you respond? The easy response, and the most common, is avoidance. It's tempting to retreat, to hide, to wallow in despair. That's the path of least resistance, but it's also the path to mediocrity. You don't grow by running away. You grow by facing the dragon head on, despite the terror it evokes. Now, to face challenges effectively, you must start with the truth. You must confront reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. This requires brutal honesty with yourself. What are you afraid of? What's holding you back? Often the things we fear most are precisely the areas where we need to grow the most. And here's a critical point: start small. Don't aim to conquer the entire world in one day. That's too much. And it will overwhelm you. Instead, look at the chaos in your life and pick one thing, just one, that you can improve today. Maybe it's as simple as cleaning your room or having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. By addressing the small, manageable challenges, you develop the confidence and competence to tackle larger ones. As you progress, you'll notice something remarkable. The things you once feared begin to lose their power over you. You become stronger, more resilient, more capable. But this isn't just about you. When you rise to meet life's challenges, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon, a light in the darkness for those who are struggling. Now, let's address something crucial. Life is unfair. People will betray you. You'll encounter failures that aren't your fault. You'll suffer losses that feel unbearable. But here's the hard truth: wallowing in resentment or bitterness won't make it better. What will make it better is your decision to take responsibility, not for the unfairness itself, but for how you respond to it. Taking responsibility is not about blaming yourself for everything. It's about acknowledging that regardless of the circumstances, you have the power to act. You have the power to take one step forward, no matter how small. That step may not fix everything immediately, but it's a start. And let me tell you, the human spirit is capable of astonishing things. You are far stronger than you imagine. You have depths of courage, creativity, and resilience that you haven't even begun to tap into. But you'll never discover those depths if you don't push yourself beyond what's comfortable. Ultimately, overcoming life's challenges is about becoming the kind of person who can face adversity without flinching. It's about standing up straight, shoulders back, and saying, "I will not be defeated." Not because you're invincible, but because you've decided that the struggle itself is meaningful. And in that decision lies the essence of life, not a life free of challenges, but a life worth living. Life's challenges are not random or meaningless. They are integral to the process of growth and transformation. At first glance, it may seem as though adversity serves only to complicate our lives or cause unnecessary suffering. But a deeper examination reveals that challenges hold a significant purpose. They are opportunities for us to evolve into stronger, more capable individuals. This perspective requires a shift in mindset, moving away from viewing difficulties as obstacles to be avoided and towards seeing them as catalysts for development. When we encounter a challenge, our first reaction is often resistance. We might wish for an easier path or even question why we must endure hardship at all. Yet it's precisely in those moments of resistance that the seeds of growth are planted. Adversity forces us to confront our limitations, our fears, and even the parts of ourselves that we may not want to face. It pushes us out of the comfort zones where we stagnate, compelling us to adapt, learn, and evolve. Without challenges, there would be no pressure to change, no incentive to strive for improvement. and no opportunity to discover what we're truly capable of achieving. Take, for example, the analogy of physical exercise. When you lift weights or engage in strenuous activity, your muscles endure stress in micro tears. This stress isn't destructive, it's essential for growth. Your muscles rebuild themselves stronger than before, adapting to the demands placed upon them. Similarly, life's challenges act as stressors on our mental, emotional, and even social muscles. Each time we confront and navigate these challenges, we develop greater resilience, sharper problem-solving skills, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It's also important to recognize that the value of overcoming challenges extends beyond the immediate benefits of solving a problem or achieving a goal. Each challenge we face contributes to a larger narrative, the story of who we are becoming. The person who emerges on the other side of adversity is not the same as the one who began the journey. Challenges test our character, forcing us to refine our values, clarify our priorities, and solidify our sense of purpose. In this way, they become milestones in our personal evolution, marking points of transformation that define our lives. Moreover, challenges have the potential to foster empathy and connection. When we endure hardship, we gain firsthand experience of struggle, which allows us to relate to the difficulties faced by others. This shared understanding creates a sense of solidarity and mutual respect, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. The very act of overcoming challenges then not only strengthens us individually, but also enhances our relationships and communities. Ultimately, life's challenges are invitations to become more. They demand effort, perseverance, and courage, but they reward us with growth, strength, and purpose. By embracing these difficulties rather than avoiding them, we align ourselves with a fundamental truth about life. It is in the struggle that we find our greatest opportunities for transformation. The journey to overcoming life's challenges begins with an unflinching confrontation of reality. Too often we find ourselves avoiding or distorting the truth, whether out of fear, discomfort, or desire to maintain the illusion of control. Yet, without honesty both with ourselves and about the world around us, there can be no meaningful progress. Confronting reality is not merely about recognizing that a problem exists, it is about looking at it directly, acknowledging its full weight, and understanding its implications. This is the foundation upon which any genuine solution is built. The first barrier to honesty is fear. We fear the pain that often comes with admitting the truth, whether it's about our own failings, the harshness of our circumstances, or the sacrifices required to move forward. It's much easier and far more tempting to create a narrative that minimizes the problem or shifts the blame onto others. But this avoidance only serves to prolong the struggle. By refusing to confront reality, we remain stuck, powerless to enact the changes necessary to overcome our difficulties. Honesty, though uncomfortable, is liberating because it gives us clarity. Clarity is the foundation of action. When we confront reality, we must start with ourselves. This means asking hard questions. What role have I played in this situation? What fears, habits, or beliefs are holding me back? These questions demand vulnerability, as they force us to face parts of ourselves that we may not like or may even actively avoid. However, this self-awareness is critical. Challenges are rarely isolated. They often intersect with our own internal struggles, our insecurities, our procrastination, our lack of discipline. By recognizing these patterns, we begin to see how we can change not just the situation, but also ourselves. Beyond self-reflection, confronting reality also requires us to understand the external circumstances we face. This means taking a clear-eyed view of the challenge itself. What are the facts? What resources are available? What obstacles are truly beyond our control? And which ones can we influence? This step demands a rigorous commitment to objectivity. It's easy to exaggerate the difficulty of a situation, or conversely, to underestimate it. Both approaches lead to missteps. True progress comes from seeing the situation exactly as it is, no better, no worse. Confronting reality is not an abstract exercise, it's deeply practical. When you commit to honesty, you can begin to prioritize your efforts effectively. Instead of wasting time and energy on distractions or false hopes, you focus on what truly matters. This focus is transformative because it aligns your actions with reality, making them far more effective. Each step you take, grounded in truth, moves you closer to overcoming the challenge at hand. Honesty is hard, but it is also empowering. It strips away excuses and illusions, leaving you with what is real, and what is real can be acted upon. It is in this process of confronting reality that you reclaim your agency. You stop being a passive observer of your circumstances and become an active participant in shaping them. Confronting reality with honesty is not just a step in overcoming challenges. It is the cornerstone of growth, resilience, and transformation. When facing life's challenges, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what lies ahead. The weight of an enormous task or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle can paralyze us, making it difficult to take any action at all. In such moments, the most effective approach is to start small. By breaking down a challenge into manageable, bite-sized pieces, we not only reduce its intimidation, but also create the opportunity to build momentum over time. This principle is not about settling for less, but about embracing a strategy that allows meaningful progress to unfold step by step. Starting small shifts the focus from the enormity of the end goal to the simplicity of the immediate task at hand. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain and looking up at its peak. The distance between you and the summit can feel discouraging, even impossible. But what if instead of fixating on the peak, you focus on taking a single step forward? That single step might seem insignificant in the grand scheme, but it's a tangible action, one that begins the journey. One step leads to another, and before long, you find yourself making progress without being consumed by the enormity of the challenge. This approach has a profound psychological benefit. Small wins matter. Accomplishing even the smallest task creates a sense of achievement and fosters a feeling of capability. These moments of success, no matter how minor, generate momentum. And momentum is powerful, it fuels motivation. Often people wait to feel motivated before taking action, but the truth is, action itself breeds motivation. Completing one small task, like organizing your desk or making a simple phone call, can create the energy needed to tackle the next, slightly larger task. Progress, no matter how modest, builds confidence, and confidence empowers you to keep moving forward. Another advantage of starting small is that it allows for adaptability. Life's challenges are often complex with many moving parts that are difficult to predict. When you begin with small steps, you create space to learn, refine, and adjust your approach as you go. A small action carries less risk, so if you make a mistake, the consequences are manageable. This iterative process teaches you valuable lessons about what works and what doesn't, making each subsequent step more informed and effective. Over time, these incremental adjustments lead to meaningful progress, often in ways you couldn't have foreseen at the outset. Starting small also helps to build discipline and consistency. Large, dramatic efforts may yield immediate results, but they are often unsustainable. Small, consistent actions, on the other hand, create habits that last. Whether it's exercising for 10 minutes a day, setting aside a small amount of money each week, or dedicating just a few minutes to reflection and planning, these small habits, when repeated over time, can lead to profound transformations. The power of compounding ensures that even seemingly minor efforts accumulate into something substantial. Ultimately, starting small is not a sign of weakness or hesitation. It's a pragmatic and intelligent strategy for tackling challenges. It acknowledges the reality of human limitations while harnessing the strength of persistence and consistency. Every great achievement begins with a small, deliberate step. By focusing on what can be done right now, no matter how small it may seem, you build the momentum needed to navigate life's challenges and move steadily toward your goals. Each step forward, however small, is progress, and progress is the foundation of transformation. Responsibility is one of the most transformative concepts when it comes to overcoming life's challenges. At first glance, it may seem like a heavy burden, something to be avoided or minimized. Yet when embraced fully, responsibility becomes a profound source of power. It shifts the narrative from one of victimhood to one of agency, placing the control over our actions and therefore outcomes firmly in our own hands. Responsibility is not about self-blame for every misfortune, but about acknowledging our capacity to act meaningfully within our circumstances, no matter how difficult they may be. Life is inherently unpredictable, and many challenges arise from circumstances beyond our control. It's natural to feel frustrated, even resentful, when faced with unfairness, betrayal, or loss. These feelings are valid, but dwelling in them too long can lead to a sense of helplessness. Helplessness is paralyzing. It convinces us that nothing we do matters, and it robs us of the will to move forward. Responsibility, on the other hand, is the antidote to this paralysis. It reminds us that while we may not control what happens to us, we always control how we respond. Taking responsibility starts with a fundamental question: what can I do right now to make this situation even slightly better? It's not about solving the entire problem all at once. It's about finding the first actionable step. This might involve acknowledging mistakes, accepting hard truths, or making difficult decisions. Responsibility is not about perfection, it's about ownership. It's about saying, this is my life and I have the power to influence its direction, even in the smallest ways. That realization is empowering because it shifts the focus from what is outside your control to what lies within it. One of the most empowering aspects of responsibility is its ability to transform the way we view challenges. When we take responsibility for our actions, we stop seeing problems as insurmountable obstacles imposed by the world and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Each challenge becomes a test of character, a chance to develop resilience, discipline, and resourcefulness. This perspective doesn't make challenges less painful, but it does make them meaningful. And meaning gives us the strength to persevere. Responsibility also liberates us from the trap of blaming others or external circumstances for our problems. While it's true that other people's actions and external events can deeply affect us, focusing on blame does little to improve our situation. Blame keeps us stuck, whereas responsibility moves us forward. By taking ownership of our responses, we reclaim the power that blame would otherwise strip away. Responsibility turns us from passive recipients of life's challenges into active participants in overcoming them. Moreover, taking responsibility fosters a sense of purpose. When you accept that your actions matter, you begin to see the ripple effects of your choices, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Responsibility extends beyond personal growth. It influences relationships, communities, and the broader world. Each responsible decision you make contributes to a larger web of positive impact, reinforcing your sense of agency and purpose. In the end, responsibility is not a burden, it's a privilege. It's an acknowledgement of our capacity to shape our lives, even in the face of adversity. It asks us to rise above resentment and victimhood, to take ownership of our actions, and to act with intention and courage. Responsibility empowers us to confront challenges with strength, transform hardship into growth, and create a life defined not by circumstances, but by the choices we make. It is through responsibility that we find true power, the power to change, to endure, and to thrive. Resilience is the ability to endure and adapt in the face of hardship, and it is one of the most critical traits for overcoming life's challenges. But resilience is not merely about surviving difficult times, it is about finding meaning through the struggle. Adversity, though painful, can serve as a crucible for personal transformation, allowing us to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. The process of navigating hardship not only reveals the depth of our inner strength, but also provides us with a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Struggle is an inevitable part of life. No one escapes difficulty, whether it comes in the form of loss, failure, disappointment, or unforeseen obstacles. While it's natural to wish for an easy, struggle-free existence, such a life would lack the opportunity for growth. Resilience is forged in the fire of adversity. It emerges only when we face challenges head-on and commit to enduring them, no matter how uncomfortable or daunting they may seem. It is through this process that we discover our capacity to overcome, a realization that builds confidence and a sense of self-worth. The act of finding meaning in struggle is what transforms it from mere suffering into a source of growth. Struggles are often accompanied by pain, but pain itself is not inherently negative. Pain is a signal that forces us to pay attention, to evaluate, and to act. In doing so, it opens the door to self-awareness and change. When we choose to view our struggles as opportunities to learn and grow, they become meaningful. They challenge us to ask important questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger, wiser, or more compassionate because of this experience? Resilience is not about avoiding pain or pretending that challenges don't hurt. It's about embracing the reality of difficulty and choosing to rise above it. This often requires us to reframe our perspective. Rather than seeing adversity as something that happens to us, we can view it as something that happens for us. This shift doesn't mean we dismiss the gravity of our struggles. It means we recognize their potential to shape us into more resilient and capable individuals. Every setback, failure, or hardship carries within it the seeds of growth, waiting for us to nurture them. One of the most empowering aspects of resilience is its cumulative nature. Each time we endure and overcome a challenge, we grow stronger and better equipped to face future difficulties. Resilience builds upon itself, creating a foundation of inner strength that allows us to confront even greater challenges with courage and determination. Over time, we come to realize that we are not defined by the struggles we face, but by how we respond to them. This realization becomes a source of pride and empowerment, reminding us of our ability to endure and thrive. Struggle also deepens our understanding of others. When we endure hardship, we develop empathy for those facing their own battles. This shared experience of struggle connects us to others, fostering a sense of community and solidarity. Resilience, therefore, is not only a personal trait, but also a means of contributing to the well-being of those around us. It inspires us to support, uplift, and encourage others, creating a ripple effect of strength and compassion. Ultimately, resilience is the bridge between hardship and meaning. It enables us to take the pain and difficulty of life and turn it into something valuable. Through resilience, we learn that struggle is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced as an essential part of a human experience. It is through struggle that we find our greatest opportunities for growth, connection, and purpose. And it is through resilience that we are able to transform life's challenges into a meaningful and fulfilling journey.